Hey everyone, it's Vinny. Today's video I'm going to be doing a book review and it's called Herbal Antivirals. It's natural remedies for emerging and resistant viral infections, treatment protocols for influenza, encephalitis, SARS, dengue, the herpes group, and more. Comprehensive guide to the most potent natural antiviral herbs, effective ways to strengthen the immune system, by Stephen Harold Booner, author of Herbal Antibiotics. Now, I know Herbal Antibiotics, another book that I'll do a review on, is in its second edition, so I'm reading that one now. And it tells you on the back, protect yourself with natural treatments for viral infections. Viruses are smart, mutating and becoming resistant to antiviral pharmaceuticals. Global crises such as SARS, dengue fever spread more quickly than we can develop medicines to fight them. And every season there are new flu strains that challenge the effectiveness of vaccines. Build your immunity and protect yourself with broad spectrum herbal treatments. Stephen Harold Bumfer profiles the plants that have proven most effective in fighting viral infections and provides in-depth instructions for preparing and using formulations to address the most common infections and strengthen your immune system naturally. So kind of when I started getting into more herbal medicine, which to be honest, I never was really for pharmaceuticals, especially the antibiotics, because in my opinion, they do get overused way too much. In addition, with the vaccine issue, I've never been for vaccines and currently do consider myself anti-vaccine for good reason. Witnessing firsthand the damaging effects that vaccines have done to people. I knew 3 people harmed by vaccines. In particular, one of them harmed recently by the flu vaccine. The flu vaccine can cause Guillain-Barré syndrome, also known as flaccid paralysis. And the book does talk about that a little bit. The book, you'll also notice, is mostly, at the end, a lot of citations and stuff, the sources. It just proves that it's credible. It does incorporate scientific studies. It's got an index, and it even has a giant section on the herbs, very comprehensive. Like it'll do in vitro studies, what the results were, plant chemistry it talks about, all these good stuff that makes herbal and fungal medicines popular, which fungal would be like cordyceps mushrooms. It talks about the different viruses and profiles them, like enterovirus 71. This book might have a second edition. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it should because it does do a good job at talking about the history. It even talks about, doesn't outright say that it's against vaccines, but it talks about some of the problems with them and that humans, how they tend to overreact to the disease. It did talk about polio in here, and polio is a good example because well over 90% are completely fine from the virus. It is actually pretty benign, but there's a very small percentage that experience any symptoms at all, and those that do are normally fine. You know, they feel flu-like feverish and it passes, and then there's a very, very small fringe of people that do get the paralysis from it, but you're more likely to be hurt by the vaccine itself, as the vaccine comes with some nasty side effects. I do know that the injectable causes hormone problems and the oral will cause polio. I don't believe it said it in here, but it is a long book. It talks about the different treatment protocols, which is great, how much of the herb to take, the proper dosage, because as you know with herbal medicine, it's illegal to actually write someone out a prescription for herbs because you are not a doctor. However, it is perfectly legal to have a typed version in a book as a reference. So if you know someone's struggling, you can lend them the book and just show them the section to look at. It's really a matter of you taking your health into your own hands. This book, I wish would add more herbs and stuff. I believe it mentions some with measles, but not entirely enough because a lot of the benign childhood illnesses that are viral, it does cover some but not all, and that was my biggest complaint. There is another health encyclopedia I have somewhere that's huge and very comprehensive. It's homeopathy, herbs, Chinese herbs, and it will talk about the different diseases and what herbs can prevent what. This talks about different pandemics. It talks about flu, what herbs are good for the flu. Very good book to survive the flu season, and I would definitely rate this a very high rating. I'd say 4 out of 5, only because I wish it would add more about more viruses and what herbs are effective against them. But Herbal Antivirals, I highly recommend it if you're a parent too. It is a great resource to have on hand. That way you can go more of the natural route instead of going the pharmaceutical route. For example, with flu season, I know they're pushing a drug Tamiflu, but In my experience, I've never taken it. I've known that Tamiflu to cause some nasty side effects. In particular, if adolescents take it, it could increase a risk of depression and other mental conditions from it. So there you are, herbal antivirals. Definitely pick it up. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, and most health food stores will sell it.